Hi, and welcome back to Build at Bear Lake, where my husband Mike and I are working on building our very own home in Garden City, Utah. In our last episode, we were able to finish up 3 out of the 4 walls in our 40 by 40 detached garage on the property that we are framing ourselves. It is 8 o'clock on Sunday night, and we did not finish the 4th wall, but we decided that rather than cutting and building the wall without knowing exactly what measurements to cut them to, we needed to wait until it was dark enough that we could use the laser level, which we have up there, and it's just too bright during the day to actually measure and make sure that the wall on the right and the wall on the left are the exact same height. We didn't get the last wall done, but there's a reason for that, and we're making sure that it's going to be good and perfect and as level as possible. So what Mike is doing here is we have a gap between a couple of walls because of a warped board. So they're not meeting together at the top, even though they meet together at the bottom. So in order to cinch them up so that we can nail them together, we're going to use a ratchet strap. Looks like we closed the gap.
Hey, got enough of you. I'm gonna get a bat.
Bats are nice because they eat mosquitoes. And there are native bats in this area, so if you build a box or some kind of home for them, supposedly they'll come live in it and then they'll be around and eat the mosquitoes in the evening. Talking to the camera. Our YouTube followers, all 35 of them. Cool. I think that's gonna stay together.
How not level it is. They're all the same level, pretty bad.
Okay.
Well, the end is nice. Just in between they suck. This wall needs to be shoved like lakeside.
We spent quite a bit of time trying to figure out how to make these walls all be completely level. We had some good ideas and some less good ideas. In the end, we ended up actually using the truck as an anchor to maneuver the walls into place and then get them mated together and good and sturdy. And then we moved on to the top plate. And the top plate has to lap with first top plate that was built into the walls, and this adds even more rigidity to the entire structure before we started building the 4th wall. The 4th wall has a door as well as the giant garage door and a window. So these were all new things and a different kind of framing than just building sections of wall.
I am mating a bunch of king studs, and unfortunately we're down to the last bit of the lumber for the garage, so some of these pieces aren't great. I mean, they're structurally strong, but they've got a twist or a crown, and we just have to untwist and uncrown them. And we're doing that by sandwiching this group of 4 king studs between 2 good studs. So I'm clamping them together with my trusty clampy here, and we're gonna keep on sandwiching once these are nailed good and tight.
What's king stud?
King stud is a stud that goes the full length between the base plate and the top plate. Jack stud goes up until it supports a beam, and cripple goes from the beam to the top plate again.
Framed a doorway.
So some of these are a little bit sappy. There's some sap inside of the boards, and it looks like honey. And I've been challenged to find out what it tastes like, and I suspect it will taste like pine babies. Let's go for it. Yeah, bitter. Pine babies. Ugh. Oh. Ah. Yeah. Super good.
What are you working on?
We are building the last wall. We've got one that's done over there, mostly done and ready to be put up, but it looks heavy. I think we'll wait till we have more people. And this is the last wall, and we're framing in a window. And we haven't done that yet. We framed in a door over there, but we've never framed in a window, so we are learning some new things.
When you're framing in a window, you have what's called cripple studs, which are shorter pieces that go underneath the horizontal board that's going to end up being the bottom of the window. All kinds of technical terms. I know what I'm talking about. So these pieces are all cripple studs, and then that is our rough opening for the window.
We have been putting off standing up the last 2 walls because we were waiting for help to come up, but we can't wait anymore. We need to get these walls up and start sheathing the place so that we can move on to other things. So
Sick and tired of being sick and tired.
we're sick of looking at these walls on the floor, so we have devised a way to stand them up even though there's the 2 of us, and it's going to be safe.
It's going to be the safest.
It's going to be okay.
So the basic problem here is that the walls are really, really heavy and they're very tall. So when we stand them up in the last iterations, what we've required is that, you know, everybody stands it up, and then we have a person on either side who's keeping it from tilting and falling down on the people who are trying to maneuver it into place. And really, there are several things that have to happen. The wall has to stand up. We have to get it in front of the wall. We have to somehow raise it, and then we have to get it on the J-bolts that are in the foundation. So none of that can really be done alone or with 2 people. So what we've come up with is that we're going to stand the wall, maneuver it into place in front of the wall. We're then going to tether it to another wall that's already up in such a way that it can't lean really very far past the level, which means that we only have to stabilize one side. The next barrier to cross is that we have to figure out, while one person's balancing on one side, Allie, to protect me from getting crushed by this wall while I maneuver, I have to figure out a way to maneuver the wall without help. And the wall's very, very heavy, so we're going to use my floor jack, and we are going to jack it up and set it on blocks. That's the plan. Theoretically, this can be done with 2 people.
It's a little convoluted, but we're going to try it out.
Listen, and I know that there's a framer watching this somewhere, and he's like, not only are you guys messing up your garage, but you're idiots for trying this. There's a safer way, or you shouldn't do it at all. We have to do what we have to do today. We've got 18 months to build a garage and a house and get it done. It's all right. I hope you have fun. I hope nobody is harmed during the making of this film.
All right, let's do this.
They're really warming up my knees. It's crap. When did we get old, huh?
We got our steel-toed boots. Thank you, Skechers.
Not sponsored by Skechers.
Not sponsored by anybody.
If you're sponsored by Skechers, are you sketchy?
That's actually the easy part.
Okay.
You want to try to just push it?
Yeah, I'm just gonna do the doggy
1, 2, 3.
the doggy butt drop. Okay, I'm squished.
Once we got the wall upright, we got it as close to the stem wall as possible, and then we tied a rope to it and the wall next to it to tether it in place and prevent it from tipping over and breaking our very expensive RV that we live in.
Usually we would have someone lift the wall, someone push the jack under, and someone stabilizing the wall.
Yeah, but we're just so good at stuff now.
Same as before, we utilized the floor jack and stacked blocks underneath it on each side. 1 by 1 and inch by inch, we raised the wall up to the level of the stem wall, and then we had to get it closer to the stem wall because it had sort of moved away from it as we were lifting it up. And since there were only 2 of us, we did this one side at a time, shoved it back and forth, and then added additional blocks so that it would be even higher than the J-bolt sticking out of the foundation.
If it falls this way, I'll try to catch you, okay? But just get out of the way to your left if it starts to fall.
Yeah, you get out.
It's just like Jenga, but
It's
sketchier.
really tight. Sketchy Jenga.
Oh, that rope is working like a dream. Perfect.
Who needs a third person when you have a rope?
When a plan comes together.
Nice.
All right.
Both in hole.
All right.
Is it in the hole?
In the hole. All in the hole.
While this method did take longer than just having more people, it did work.
Ta-da!
Nothing we can't do.
Who said 2 people can't lift this wall? Do you want to put a kickstand on?
Yeah.
We did it! There wasn't going to be a window there. We didn't plan to have a window there, but we're thinking about having a hot tub in the garage over the winter, and then it will eventually go on the back porch on the ground floor. But we want to have a hot tub so that after working on the house, we can sit in the hot tub. So, if there's a hot tub in this corner, I'd like to be able to look at the lake, and I decided I wanted a window, so we made a window. We have a break in the rain, and we're gonna try to get up the last wall for the garage. It's been raining a lot. It rained so much last night that our wheelbarrow had like 5 inches of water in it, Mike said. It's just been downpouring, and we're probably only going to have a few hours of no rain to get this wall up, so here we go.
We did have my mother available to help us for this piece of wall, and we had a couple of friends that were on their way up, but we had no idea when they would be there and how much time we would have between bouts of rain. So we decided to do it just the 3 of us and see if we could get it done. An error that you'll notice on this wall that we didn't realize until after we had it all the way up and mounted in place is that we forgot to subtract the height of the stem wall. So rather than having an 8-foot door opening, we actually have a 9-foot door opening. We'll just have to figure out what to do about that later. Right as we were about halfway through lifting this wall up, our friends did show up, so we probably should have just waited until they got there and this all would have been a lot easier, but we had no idea when they were going to arrive.
All right. We are in the middle of a delicate operation.
You need help?
So give us a minute, please.
We could be hands.
Maybe, but maybe not.
It's pretty good. We made a door.
Oh, is this your front door to get
Yeah,
in?
this is the door to get into the garage.
Tall door. Little window. You need a little window. Yeah, just
That'd
this
be
size.
nice.
A little window this size. I didn't know that
We're not adding any windows.
Just a little tiny
You-
one. Just a little one.
You crack us. Okay, it should hold itself now. Everybody can freaky relax. Yeah.
It was very satisfying to get these last 2 pieces of wall up and to get those last J-bolts fastened. Next step is going to be putting up the beam that goes over the garage door entrance.
How was the drive?
Yeah, welcome to our property.
Welcome to our project.
Yeah. Well, thanks for that, guys. That was really helpful.
Yeah.
We did it.
Thank you so much for watching, and please make sure to like and subscribe so that you don't miss out on our next update.